Welcome to the Always Betting Podcast. I am your co-host, Pisky, and I am joined by the king of the jungle, Godfather. Look at that thing. Oh my. It's
the undisputed king of fantasy football. Capiche?
Capiche.
Okay. Just
That thing, I can't believe it. Folks, it's been a rough 72 hours of having to deliver the trophy. Having to drive the trophy across this beautiful country of ours, from province to province.
You wanted me to come to you?
Using my hard-earned gas money to satisfy someone else.
Please.
Having to drive all the way
north
of
the city. Still have those
fucking
Petro-Canada points?
I actually have a few left of those, yes. My card has been locked for a while, though, for whatever reason. Dude, what are you doing, first of all? What are you doing advertising for those assholes on your sweater? Do you remember how they treated you? Do you remember how they treated us? The box?
I do. It was
at the Robber Center?
I like the sweat top. What can I tell you?
Put a piece of tape on that. Don't give them free advertising.
Wow. I'm sorry.
You deposited, I'm going to give the straight numbers here. I'm going to give the true numbers here. You deposited over $6,000 at that sports book.
No.
Yes. Yes, no. You did. Yes, no. You want me to pull up the Excel? Do you want me to share my screen and show the people the Excel?
66. It's the only book it didn't do well then.
$6,600 deposited. And nothing but limitations, problems, telling you to scram. They invited us to a box at Robber Center.
Yeah, and then you took off on the social media fucking thing. Unauthorized footage.
It was not unauthorized. There was not unauthorized. The salesperson told me, Pisk, go nuts. We want to see what you can do on social media. Promote the brand. Scorebet accepts everybody. We do not discriminate. Sharp, Rec Plus, Rec, it doesn't matter. Everyone's welcome at Scorebet. 4 days after that, a la salute. A la salute.
There you go.
4 days after that, I get a frantic phone call. Telling me, Pisk, you got to take down all Scorebet content from your account.
That relationship
let me finish the story.
Let
me finish the story, because you started this. You wore this on the podcast. You're not getting paid to do that. You're giving them free advertising.
Would you like me to change?
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're the king of the jungle. You can do what you want.
No.
But let me finish the story. I took down the footage of us being in their office because they took us for a tour in their downtown Toronto offices. But the box content, being in the box, you, myself, plus EV, Mikey the runner, we had a great time.
We had a great time.
Us and a bunch of, do you think the other people at this event were sharp? Not that we're sharps or anything, but
they were, semi-recreational like us, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And I left that part up. But $6,600 in deposits from the Godfather, and they kicked him out. Down. $6,600. Yeah. But the good news, there's always a good part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Risky Pisky went in there saying, you steal from my friend? You take $6,600 out of his pocket and you don't let him play anymore? Let's see what you got. And I think, honestly, my balance right now from what I put in, I think I put in 3, and I'm at 9,600.
There you go.
I swear to God. Hand of God.
There you go. Well, there you go.
But they will only let me play, I think, W100 on props.
Yeah, I was for a while.
They had enough with the NBA second half shit, or the live betting NBA. So I'm limited to a nickel there. Soccer, zero.
Oh,
soccer, zero.
Soccer.
And, so there you go. There's your review for Scorebet. play responsibly. They're full of shit.
This is
And Godfather, even with the VIP thing on it, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
We were
Terrible.
a VIP
What a start to this episode.
We were a VIP for 24 hours. You fucked it up. You fucked it up.
You actually went to their launch party, did you not?
Yes, I did. I tried to represent.
You did.
I was told that certain things were not going to happen.
And what happened?
Certain things happened.
Exactly. Well, Godfather, you did it. You won the Jungle Bowl, the most prestigious trophy in fantasy sports. Look at that beautiful thing. Third-time champion. And folks, this isn't a joke of a league here. Eh? This isn't just me and the Godfather going toe-to-toe. I'm not even in the top league anymore because we have something that no other fantasy league has out there, as far as I know. We have relegation. It's like European soccer. You finish in the bottom two, you go down for rehabilitation.
You go down.
I went down like 4 years ago. I haven't been able to get back up. The B League. And if you suck in the B League, you go down to the C League. And that, let me tell you, is a complete dumpster fire down there. We had someone that was in the C League, forgot when the draft was, went 17 weeks of NFL football, 16 weeks, whatever the season is, 15, 14, whatever.
18.
Yeah, not for fantasy, though. They went 15
17
weeks, yeah. And then I hit this individual up after the season had concluded. I'm like, dude, you never sent me the $100 for the C League. He's like, I was in the C League?
What league did he think he was in?
He didn't know that he was even in it.
Oh, my God.
That's what's happening in the C League. That's the depths of fantasy football that we've created. And when you win the top league, you get that big shiny thing that's next to the Godfather right now.
It's beautiful. But
so
it's also a burden.
Why is it a burden?
Well, I wanted to go to lunch, and my dining party refused to enter the restaurant with the trophy. No, they said they are not going to eat at a table with the trophy.
Did you tell them what I had to go through last night?
And they said, well, that's Pisky. That's not us. And I said, this isn't over. And
yeah, you promised me some pictures.
Yeah, well, it didn't happen because now I'm a lone wolf yet again at the abode because I don't take kindly to, I sit here.
That was a Folks, I told him to write down 2 words before we got started, and the 2 words were Little exercise from Toastmasters.
Listen,
that thing he calls the cult.
I was gonna say you and your fucking cult. Let me put down a little check mark every time I swear because of you. There'll be more than you knows. Here, I'm even gonna give you another fucking check for that. So if I don't take kindly, I'm just trying to have a little fun.
No shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Girls just want to have fun. Simple.
No, the Godfather just wants to have fun. I'm a fucking champion. Where's the respect?
You're preaching to the choir. I want to see you. If you're going to be a champ, be a champ. Okay.
Well,
the last champ.
I'm telling you right now.
Go ahead.
I'm going to St. David's Church. There's a statue of Padre Pio who helped me through this journey, and I'm taking a picture with him. Be prepared to post that. Okay.
God bless. God bless. That's beautiful. But it's time that we call out the last Jungle Bowl champion.
Well, dude,
Mark Razy.
That was that's an abomination.
That beautiful.
Honestly,
thing, yeah.
You give me a court of appeal set up, and I'm sorry. The penalty is going to be harsh.
Maybe we don't put his name on the trophy.
If you have zero respect for the greatest trophy in all of fantasy footballdom, it's unacceptable. Smarten up.
That's been sitting in my parents' basement for the last calendar year. Is that?
Why didn't you tell me? I would have fucking gone to Chateau Guy and fucking rescued it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we do what the Edmonton Oilers did to. Do you remember? Does the name Peter Pocklington ring a bell?
Yeah, he was the old owner during the Gretzky days.
Yeah. Well, apparently he put like his son or something on the cup, and the son didn't really had an affiliation. Yeah, didn't really have an affiliation with the Oilers. And you know how the Stanley Cup is engraved, right?
Yeah.
They put a bunch of X's over the name when they found out that he had put the son's name and he wasn't actually on the team. They X'd it out. So maybe that's what we got to do, teach Mark a lesson.
Well, you know what? Mark's a 3-time champ. This is particularly distressful.
Yeah, no shit. So
He's
so
one
what
of
do we
our
say?
best managers.
When you start to win it more often, you just don't care when you win?
No, that's impossible. This is the greatest feeling ever. I was seriously upset with the unmentioned people who refused. No, this is not going to.
Refused what?
They refused to come into. They said they weren't. They said lunch was over before it started. If the trophy was coming in with me,
Well,
it gave me agito.
Hey, agito.
Do you know what? Do you know what fucking agito is?
That's what I give you.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's no good. Okay.
Oh, okay, well. That's unacceptable. You are the king of the jungle, and that thing should be going everywhere with you.
No,
to the point
it
where
fucked me up. Fucked me up for the podcast. I'm wearing the Scorebet, which upset you. That was not my intention. You know.
Yeah,
I have my crown. I have my sable red fur cape.
You could have worn that.
I have my scepter. I'm gonna get that shit, and I'm gonna do what the trophy deserves. Some social media exposure.
Thank you.
All right.
That's
I think
the point.
I gave you enough. I think I gave you enough just last night in the exchange. This is a hard thing to win.
No shit. Last night was solid. If any of you are wondering what the hell we're talking about, go check out Pisky's Twitter account. Go check out my Instagram account. There is a nice variety of pictures and videos, and it was embarrassing AF, as the kids say today. But I'm a good sport. I like what you're doing for the trophy. I like what you're doing for the league. We got to celebrate this thing. And I honestly did look this afternoon at custom briefcases so we can take this thing on tour with us. Coming soon to a Bet Bash near you.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna talk to Spanky.
Shout out to the people at Chop.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Chop,
dinner last
Vaughn,
night.
thanks for taking care of me as you always do, and dealing with Pisky's anxieties of having to be in such presence. But at least I fed you well.
You did,
and they fed you well.
It was fantastic. Thank you.
Go visit them
very much again. But before you rudely cut me off, like you're getting accustomed to, and we're going to have to address this because this is the second week in a row that I go to say something, and you're jumping down my throat. But I'm going to talk to Spanky, and I'm going to try to get up maybe like a little booth or something set up. You in the Jungle Bowl, picture. People can take pictures. You sign autographs, shit like that. You know what I mean? I think that's a worthy addition.
I'll do it. But the guests, anybody that actually wants to, they need to be vetted through me. There's lots of people I don't want to take pictures with. Okay. You understand? Okay.
Sounds good. Okay. What I have on this little roadmap of mine, why don't you take us through Championship Day? Let's talk about it.
Championship Day was
Sunday.
very stressful.
Well, I know you were doing a lot of betting right before the games kicked off on Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday was a bad day. Very, very busy day at the office.
Yep.
A lot of heavy lifting. I finished putting in my 1 p.m. bets at 12:59. And then it hits me, what if somebody pulled a sphincter muscle or something during warm-ups? So I got to go check my lineup right away.
At 12:59, that must have been
12:59.
do that.
Okay. Do you know the Jesus Christos that were fucking happening? Okay.
I know it consumes us sometimes because there have been
Yeah.
Sundays where I actually forget to set my lineup. That's embarrassing, and that's why I'm in the B League. But go on. 12:59, you check your lineup.
I check
Everything's
my
good.
lineup. I see that Malik Neighbors is now a go. I had him on the bench. He was a Q the entire time, and I'm like, I can't put this fucking guy in. I already had a guy go off on Thursday that did Stugats.
Who was that?
So I'm not feeling good. Ninja Smith, or the guy from Seattle,
Okay.
he put me in a vulnerable position because the guy I was up against is no fucking punk.
No, he won 9 games in a row. He started 0-5,
Yeah,
and then got to the final by winning. It was more than
10 in a row.
10 in a row.
Okay,
11 maybe? Was it 11?
10 for sure.
I think he finished 9-5, right?
Yeah, he did finish 9-5, but he
didn't get a bye.
Didn't get a bye, so 11 in a row.
11 in a row.
11 in a row. So there's no joke.
It is no joke. We also had another guy in the B League that got New York Giant. Did you see that?
Yeah, the guy that you kept pumping the gears, undefeated. Every time you hear the word undefeated, you lose your mind.
That's a pretty big accomplishment. I don't care what league you're in. He went coast to coast, but not.
Yeah, except when I do it and you claim I did it against robots.
You do it against people like fake Yahoo people.
No,
you don't even know
fake.
people in the league.
No, they're not fake. They were sending me messages.
I went perfect in baseball with you in the league.
Yeah, that was
23-0.
That was terrible. That was a true tragedy.
That was sensational. Maybe the greatest fantasy performance ever.
No, I don't think so. Anyway.
Okay.
So, as you were saying. So, 1 o'clock, I barely... I had no time. Yeah, I had no time to consider nothing because this thing of ours. And, I was way too busy. Okay. I'm fucking stressed as fuck.
Where do you watch?
I did Red Zone.
Red Zone? Where, in the basement?
Yeah, no. Up here in my mini office. I didn't leave the laptop because then I was pumping 4 o'clock games, all while trying to win this. So honestly, the amount of stress I went through, the amount of work that I had to do on the weekend, okay? Everybody's pissed off at me because I'm not responding, this, that. You know, people want to go out, this. Okay?
Go out?
Yeah.
They don't know
Sunday,
who you are? People are going to ask you to go out. You're in the Jungle Bowl final, and people are going to ask you to go out in public. Is that what you're telling me?
So a couple of approaches were shot down. But then I also have a situation that my daughter forgot her credit card here at the house, and she's going to Italy the following day on Monday.
Like flying to Italy from Toronto?
Yes.
She forgot her credit card.
She's in Italy now. Her replacement card obviously got mailed here.
Okay.
You know, I provide a roof over people's heads. You know this.
Fantastic. Yes.
Okay. So now I'm like, I have to go. I have to go bring this credit card to Waterloo.
Okay. You had to do that on Sunday?
Yeah.
During the Jungle Bowl final?
Yes. Okay. I had a terrible night the night before because I had to watch Newman and T. Higgins go fucking bonkers.
At least
overtime and the touchdown in overtime to boot. Listen, fantasy is fake. That's why they call it fantasy. But when you're on the opposite end, when you're getting for lack of any other bad term, when you're getting bent over like that and the game goes into overtime and it's like more points and more points and more points. Even the most optimistic person like me, I'm very optimistic, as you know, it's not a good feeling. And then you sneak in having to, you have to go do this familiar thing, right? So I'm like, I gotta get back to watch my Bijan
Bijan
because
in Atlanta.
if I don't
That
watch,
was the night game.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So, are these family members still with us? Someone that takes you away from the TV on a Jungle Bowl, on an NFL Sunday, period, but the Jungle Bowl and you're in it, and someone took you away from the TV.
I had to
Are
miss.
these people still with us?
Well, they're in Italy now, but yeah, I mean,
Uh,
family meeting upon return.
yeah. Well, speaking of that, I just saw your daughter's Instagram, and she's trying to one up us. I think. Did you see that?
Which I'm not
She
sure.
posted a steak dinner that, I'm sorry to say, looked a hell of a lot better than ours. What the hell is that?
She's in Florence. What do you expect?
Well, you don't one up the Godfather, the King of the Jungle. You're gonna one up him on a steak? That's bogus. That's bogus. And it looked intentional. It looked intentional. I'm just saying. Yeah, when we're done this, we open up Instagram and you take a look.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look once we're done.
She
Because
one upped us.
if I go in and look now, there's going to be a very short podcast.
Yeah.
Because then telephone calls are going to have to be made. So
Overseas telecom.
So I was very happy. I was very happy with the first half of Bijan on Sunday, but then things just dried up.
Oh,
And
he stopped at 98 yards, no bonus.
No bonus, and I'm I did not respond to your fucking social medias. Who's gonna take it? No, it's a fucking bad omen. It's fucking bad karma. I know.
You felt cheated. I bet you felt cheated because you're like, well, wait a second here. T. Higgins went to overtime, got all kinds of extra points and a touchdown and everything. I go to overtime with my Bijan, and he doesn't get to touch the rock.
He doesn't get to touch the rock. So
you were pissed off about that.
If there's one thing that I can say, and I don't have a problem saying publicly, okay, because this is sort of public, this bullshit that we fucking make me do every week, okay, is the fact that you fucking know me so well. The fact that without doubt, I said that aloud, yelling in my house 20 times. T. Higgins added to his total with a touchdown. My boy can't even get one fucking carry because they didn't win the coin toss. So wasn't cool on Sunday. So then the smoke and dust clears after that game, and then the number's 52. And I'm looking at the guys I have left, and I'm like, maybe it's possible, maybe it's not. I'm not sure. But I just said, Jesu Cristo. Jesu Cristo? No, I did not get much sleep at all.
Sunday night, because we're going into the Monday nighter now.
Yes.
Let's take us through it properly.
Yeah. Well,
so you didn't sleep, you barely slept. And then, okay, what was the first thing when you woke up on Monday? You're thinking about the game.
Of course. I'm thinking about the game, and I'm doing the math.
And you have 2 Lions.
I have 2 Lions.
When you wake up Monday morning, is the first thing you do you put on the Lions costume? Yes or no?
No, I didn't. No. Because that would have been a bad omen.
That
would have been a bad omen. That would have been a bad omen.
Would have been great for social media.
Silencio all day.
Silencio.
All day.
You were very short-worded with me. When I sent you, like,
52, 52, 52, 52. How are they going to get 52? Okay?
Yeah.
This is no joke.
Okay. So I was driving back from Montreal at that time, checking in on you. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? You're breaking my balls.
And so,
just say it the way it is.
You go through the day, and I know you're nervoso. How many espressos did you have on Monday?
8. By the time the game was finished, 8 doubles.
8 doubles on top of the 8 during the day?
No, 8 for the entire day.
Okay.
That's still an enormous amount of caffeine.
Yeah, no shit. So it's coming closer to game time. What are you doing? What's the Godfather doing? You pacing? You're back and forth? Really nervoso?
Fucking right I am. You know it.
Okay.
So
and now let's say we're an hour outside of game time. Does the house get evacuated?
Well, it's funny that you asked that because 2 hours before game time, my lovely wife walks in and is like, haha, we got invited, Renato and Anna, her brother and sister-in-law, let's go to their house for coffee. Let's go to dinner.
That doesn't sound like that, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Okay. Continue.
You too. There's you too. What? Got my eyes on you. So I say, no. Immediately, she gives me the wife look. What do you mean, no? Do you have plans? And I said, yeah, my
52.
plans are to watch the football game, yell, swear, throw shit, just basically be an animal if I want.
If you want.
And she says, you're really not going to go out to dinner with family so you can watch a football game for a fantasy trophy? And I'm looking and I'm like, you know me. I think we've been married 34 years. You know me.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. When I'm focused on something, that gets my 100% attention. I'm not a multitasker because I'm not doing no family or no restaurant or no meal, any service, if I got to watch out of the corner of my eye 52, 52, 52. What do you think I sounded like with every Detroit touchdown? Correct. A raging gorilla. Okay, you've been around. You've ducked the rock a couple of times.
Wow.
Okay, so I say no, I'm not going, and people were quite upset. They were incredulous to the fact that no.
So the house is evacuated.
The house is evacuated.
Okay, you're alone
entirely.
Where are you watching? You're still in the office, or now you're down in the basement? Are you on the main floor? Are you doing a little bit of everything? What are you doing?
I did first half upstairs, and then I switched it up.
You went downstairs after?
Second half on the main level.
Okay, all
for
right.
the business, closer to the espresso machine.
Sound or no sound?
No lights, but sound. No lights.
Darkness?
Yes.
Who do you think you are, Aaron Rodgers?
Dude,
Darkness.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers is me. I don't know. Maybe GRP's notebook. I had one before him. I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's the way I got to do it. You called me too. Hey, we do a live stream? Godfather? What did I tell you? Tell the people what I told you.
I already knew what the answer was, but
that's just it. But you thought you'd throw it out anyway, because what? Because you think I'm going to, change? I am the Antichrist of change.
What level of sound? So it's darkness in the entire house. There's not a single light on in the entire house.
Not super loud. Not super loud. I need to hear me roar when necessary. So not super loud. I need to be I am the volume.
So, okay. So there wasn't much of a challenge at all, right? You won it by what, the third quarter?
No. That's not true. That's not true. Because the game, just like Bijan had 24 points at half, ended up with 27.7.
Okay.
I couldn't have a soft second half. And you never know if Detroit goes up.
They sit everyone.
They take the guy. First of all, I was freaking out. Some guy called Patterson, James, some other fucking guy's getting red zone carries.
Yeah, I saw your boy
I'm
without a
looking,
helmet.
and I'm like, who's this number 18? Because that would be the end of me.
I saw your boy without a helmet on. And it takes me back to Jungle Bowl 3 or 4.
No, Jungle Bowl 2, Frank Gore.
They took his helmet from him. And they wouldn't let him go back.
That was the first time in football history a helmet was taken away from someone due to a concussion. And I lost that year, and fucking G-Bros still breaks my balls about it.
I remember them
it's right here.
Frank Gore's.
Number 2.
Yeah. I remember them hiding Frank Gore's helmet. And I thought this was another case because Jahmyr Gibbs was on the sideline. By the way, I don't think you ever mentioned you had Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs. That was your Monday Night 52.
Those were my 2 guys. Yeah. So, yeah.
So
they carried me all year, but...
Let's continue to progress here. When it finally happened, right? Because, again, it wasn't that hot. I wanted it to go down. I wanted it to go down to the last play.
Well, yeah, of course. You would have been happy with me losing on a stat change like I did Jungle Bowl 7. That's what you want. Nobody cares about what I want.
Okay. That's so.
I'm not wrong. You can't lie on live TV or whatever this shit is. So that's what you wanted. You wanted a tie and a stat change on Wednesday that would go against me. Yeah, so then you could check in on me.
So explain to me when it finally happened.
I yelled out a roar and a half when Jahmyr Gibbs. No, it was the Jahmyr Gibbs run.
30 yards or something? Big?
Yeah, 42-yarder or something nice like that. And then finally, because another Jungle Bowl member, Frank Gore's beneficiary, texted me saying, "Congratulations, Godfather." I was up by half a point. I told him, don't do this. No.
Because you had two chances of a turnover. You had a little fumbly.
Thank you. A fumble, and a fucking pick. I'm done.
Yeah. They pull everyone. They're like, come on, get out of the game now. Yeah.
No, too stressful. No,
so the biggest. So when the horse was running to the stable, 30 yards, 40 yards,
pandemonium.
Was, you want to reenact it for us, for the people?
No, I mean, you had to be there.
If you had that on camera, dude, we wouldn't have to be doing this podcast where we're talking to 5 or 6 different people. You would be the next internet. You'd be the next Hawk Tua girl.
So that's not important to me. This is.
Okay.
This is. And the fact that you brought it to me, we had a nice steak dinner. Had some good laughs, and now it gets to stay at 487, and I get to bring it around when I'm allowed. That's worth any viral bullshit, because I told you once, and I'm going to tell you again. Okay?
True. What?
The social media world, they're not ready for someone like me. They're not.
I disagree.
They're not.
And my Godfather folder that I keep unleashing to the world, that I haven't even gotten started yet. Trust me. This file is deep. This file is thick. Just wait, folks. Just wait. He's coming. But yeah, you should have filmed this for me. Come on.
This is the way it went down, and again, I'm gonna reiterate: it's nothing personal. It's just business. And most of the assholes are in the B and C league now. Let's say.
Well, that's
so.
That's the real reason why you won. It's way too quiet up there now. So you
It's very
steadily,
quiet.
you quietly made your way into the playoffs. You quietly made your way into the semis. Couple big beatdowns, quarters and semis, and next thing you know, the Godfather's in the Jungle Bowl, and it's still very quiet because Newman's not. Newman's a nice guy. He's
No,
not going to
of
get on your
course. No,
neck.
he's a gentleman. I don't got no beef. I got no beef with him, but he put up 177, 20,
So,
25 or something like that.
yeah.
Like, I defeated a Josh Allen. I defeated a Josh Allen led team.
Yeah,
That's no joke.
Josh Allen, no fourth quarter. So you got lucky. Okay. I'm just gonna throw that out there. And listen to this. You wanna talk about bad. We're gonna transition now. Congratulations, Jungle Bowl champion. Make sure we see a lot of that trophy. But I have a massive future bet. Massive. Couple dimes. Josh Allen over I said it last week. 3,750 yards. Over. Shout out to Numi. He told me that number was low. It was.
What's he at?
I see Trubisky trotting in for the fourth quarter on
wow.
Sunday because you told me it was going to get done on Sunday. It didn't get done. I'm 19 short. 19 yards.
You're not going to get there. That's a bad beat.
Well, I don't know. Numi sent me something. Sent me a little DM.
No, you don't need Numi to give you nothing. You need football information. You come to me.
Okay. So do I have any shot at this guy throwing a 20-yard pass on Sunday?
He's going to play one series.
Okay.
To start the game, and then they're taking him out. So if he throws one pass, hopefully it's a screen pass, so like he doesn't throw his fucking shoulder. Yeah, and the guy, I'll root for you to get to 20, but it's going to be tough.
This is a brutal beat.
It is a brutal beat.
Brutal beat. You should go way over that.
Of course.
He misses the last 5 quarters. That's criminal. Just because of the way the schedule and how bad the New York Jets were and the Dolphins and the fucking Patriots.
I can throw it back to you and say the level of competition that the Bills have in the AFC East. You got tons of extra yardage. You got lots of extra yardage in other games. And then, he took his foot off the gas.
No, he didn't take the foot off the gas. They took him out of the game is the problem. And the other problem is the Kansas City Chiefs went 15-1. So they can't catch them. If they could catch Kansas City, he'd be in there.
Absolutely. He'd be in.
So it was like this crazy perfect storm of bullshit.
So the crazy perfect storm, bad things happen to bad people.
Good people.
Bad people. Because look what happens to good people.
Bullshit. So you got lucky. And the sportsbook I placed that bet with also got lucky. And
there you go. You want to disparage my Jungle Bowl, and somebody puts up 178 and it's not enough. You look stupid doing that. Because I'm the true champion. I deserve it. There's no disputing this. None.
I don't know.
Zero
Like I
dispute.
Said, you're lucky that the big mouths aren't in there. Because that rattles you. I know it takes you off your game. You overthink
it. Absolutely does. It absolutely does.
I know.
Right? But the mechanisms of relegation and getting a bump are there. Like, what are you waiting for? You want to destabilize my government? What are you waiting for? Get your ass back up and everything will be okay.
It's tough, G. It's tough. It's the hours. You know what? I'll tell you a great example. So I think we're in week 12 or 13. I got suckered into joining a fantasy hockey league. I'm not proud of it. I got to learn how to say no. That's a problem. I'm a people pleaser. So I got to learn how to say no. I got suckered into this fantasy hockey league for the first 12 weeks. Brutal. Like, my team isn't bad. There's big names on the team, but brutal. I wasn't paying attention. I'm leaving guys on the bench. I don't give a shit. And then
you're Mark raising it.
No. People started treating me like a lower class citizen, sending me terrible trades. Are you giving up yet? Here, take some draft picks for 2029 and give us your best players. Yeah, you're done. But see, this is the thing. You woke up a sleeping giant. Okay? You woke up a beast, people in my fantasy league. Yes, because here's what happens. They made a mistake by including everyone. So there's 8 teams in this league. They let everyone join the playoffs. So it doesn't matter whether I finish first or eighth. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
what's
I'm in the
what's
playoffs.
with that?
That's a mistake. Mistake number one. Mistake
That's a
number
mistake.
two. Mistake number two. They give everyone five transactions weekly. Okay, I've been using 0, but now you woke me up. Now you're in trouble. Now you're in big trouble. And I realized that guys like, you're not even going to know these players. Adam Lowry,
No,
Bo
Adam
Horvat.
Lowry. Adam Lowry plays for Winnipeg.
Yeah, okay. If you drafted a fantasy hockey team, would you ever think in your mind for 2 seconds to draft Adam Lowry?
No.
No. But you know what this guy's good at?
Blocking shots.
Maybe. And face-off wins. So
There's points for face-off wins?
It's one of these leagues with categories. So face-off wins.
Oh, okay.
Blocking shots is another one. Hits, I just picked up this goon in Nashville. That he's a nail gun. He just goes out and pummels people. And then he slew-footed Jerry Spurgeon of the Minnesota Wild, and he's suspended for 5 games or something like that. But now I've woken up. So they insulted me. They insulted my intelligence. They thought that I was a scrub and not knowing what to do, and now they're fucked.
Well, now they should pay.
Now they're going to pay.
People that don't
five transactions
respect,
weekly, you're done. Because I learned from, do you remember the guy that used to win our fantasy league all the time?
You learned from Mr. King Fuller. You are going to load up on 5 players a week that play 1 or 2 games more than everybody else, and then people are not going to know what hit them. Well, they deserve it. When you undervalue people and insult and offend, this is unacceptable behavior.
Exactly.
And
So
you get what you get.
They poked a bear. They woke me up in hibernation season, and now they're going to get what they get. Yeah. And yes, I got to give credit where credit is due. The Full Dogs schooled us in fantasy football for many years, and we couldn't figure it out because he had guys like Justin Williams on his team that, like, I don't know, he was an average of, we had a point system, he was an average of like a 6.2, and like, why does this guy keep winning? But yeah, it's a games played thing, folks. If you're allowed, you max out your games played, you're going to get more stats than the other guys in your league that don't max out their games played. It's very simple.
Very simple.
So there you go. There's fantasy. Good segue, right? Yeah, there you go.
Sincerely, good luck.
But all in all, fantasy is a waste of time. Because what you should be doing with those hours that you're putting in, scouring NHL schedules and looking at Roto World and refreshing player updates and all that bullshit that goes into being a champion, like The Godfather, you could be doing something like The Godfather also did today, which I want to talk about for 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
Decentralized finance. I've been talking about this forever. It's always betting, this podcast. And it's not just betting on sports. Yeah, sure, that's where The Godfather and I come from. That's our background. But This decentralized finance shit is real. I've been preaching it to The Godfather for a number of years. Now I'm starting to do it publicly because I'm more confident, or I haven't got hacked yet. But The Godfather, I've been talking to him for a couple of years. Gee, you got to get your Ethereum working. You got to get your Bitcoin working for you. If your assets are working and earning you money, that means you have to work less. Okay, that's for all you youngins out there that have savings accounts and all that shit. Put your money to work. God damn it. Put your money to work.
Put your money to work.
So we put Godfather's Ethereum to work this afternoon. He's in Velodrome Finance. Obviously, DYOR, hashtag DYOR. You got to do your own thing. Don't take my advice. But I'm in it. I'm the guinea pig, and it's working for me, and I have not got hacked yet in decentralized finance. Decentralized finance is like online blockchain banks, but you're in total control of your assets. So we got The Godfather. We dipped his toes in today, and we'll tell the people what you think so far. How many times have you refreshed that website that I sent you?
Not a lot, maybe a dozen times.
But you see, you're starting to understand it. You see it trickling in.
Absolutely. I'd rather refresh to see a balance go up.
Yeah.
Than stare at this app and watch the graph go up and down and right.
You're gonna need a second sheet of paper there, Mister.
So
Okay,
far,
so
it's only been
anyways,
5 times.
keep your
That's
eyes
not a
posted.
lot.
I'm gonna try my best to share more and more with DeFi because, like I said, it's been a while that I've been involved with it, and I have yet to get hacked. So I feel a little bit more confident. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm not suggesting you go and do it. I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't know
Yeah.
what your risk tolerance is. This stuff isn't easy. The Godfather can't do it alone. He needs me to help
No,
him out, but I'm going to
no,
try and teach him and stuff like that. Yeah. So there is a learning curve. But just know in today's day and age, 2025, when everything is so goddamn expensive, you need to find alternate ways to get some
well,
shit coming in.
I've
And
hodled
DeFi
since.
is definitely one of those viable ways.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
say that. Say that again.
I've hodled for 10 years.
Yes, you have. Proud of you.
So now
Invest,
it's.
dude. You know
I'm
what?
I'm tired of looking
Yeah,
at the same screen.
that's something new.
Okay, and I've been through.
Oh
I've
my
been through
god,
some terrible things.
dude. We all have it. Like
Like
who
if the
goes?
pandemic didn't physically kill you, mentally,
Yeah, the
crypto
crypto.
was not the place to be during the pandemic.
No, no, that was very painful. But yeah, I'm proud of you for a pulling the trigger back in 2016, 2017, whenever we had that conversation.
No, it was even earlier, I think.
No, I think it was right around there. 2016, 2017. I believe so.
Okay.
Don't,
Okay.
don't quote me on it. But again, that was, dude, people, I told you last night when we talked about everything that we've done and how long you've been holding on to this shit, but greatest investment that 99% of people out there would have ever made in their lives. Like it's
Yeah.
insane what you put in back then compared to what it is now. So
Yeah. I
be
mean, it
proud of
takes
yourself. You should be proud. Yeah, but
I'll.
again, the journey isn't over because you still have to. The
No,
hardest
I
part
got listen.
is pushing
Until
that
I can
cash into
use it, it's fake internet money.
they. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do like that.
Okay.
So I had to use it. So
Moving along quickly in 30 seconds. What did you do on New Year's? Tell the people. Did you have a good New Year's?
I really had my mind set on not doing anything. Both of my girls are in Europe. They're actually meeting up in Italy, which they have to yesterday.
Awesome.
And I had no plans. And then I got a call from my number one, B, Jay Perry, and he's like, listen, Anthony's working at Chop, you know, a table for two, a table for four. What's the big difference? So I'm like, that was a quote, by the way. He said, and I had to repeat it to be factual. Anyway, I'm not. It doesn't matter.
So you went to the Chop. The Chop is
So I went to
beautiful.
Chop.
It's
So I
great.
went to Chop. We went to Chop, and yeah, we
Dude,
had a
those
great.
those steak bites last night. Like, don't get me wrong, the ribeye for two is out of this
Yeah,
world, but the steak bites to
the
start,
steak bites are
and the wedge salad too. I was really impressed with that the different
best.
kind of
You know,
sauce.
stick with the champion,
Yeah.
and you
Eat.
can be a champion.
Oh, fuck. Uh, just a recap of what I did. So I actually experienced a little bit of burnout again, and this isn't the first time that I'm saying this on the podcast. But man, I was dragging us. I was
Burnout.
struggling.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I was, dude. I did a lot of traveling. Like we were up at Brits
Yeah.
Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day we drove all the way to Montreal. That's not an easy drive. I don't care.
Well,
Like
of course
maybe
not.
when you're younger or something, but I hate doing that drive. So all the way to Montreal, we had two big nights out with Snorky, who's in town
Yeah.
from Dubai, which was fantastic. A shout out to this guy. I can't say enough. I can't. This guy, he's the one that took me to the F1 on Father's Day with our fathers last year, and like VIP experience. And this year, he's like, well, it's only fair that we take the moms to Italy for the F1 on Mother's Day. Like, right? Fair is fair, right, Pesk? And I'm like, dude, if you're paying the bill, I'll find a way to get there. You know what I mean? So,
Wow.
anyways, this guy
Good for
is
him.
above and beyond what he's
Top
doing, and
drawer. Top
got
drawer
got
person.
getting all the family together. We did that tasting menu that I didn't post a lot about because I don't know, man. Like it's tough. I don't want to be a douchebag. You know what I mean? And doing high
Yeah.
end things like that and posting about them, I think it's bad taste. Like I always try to like make them silly a little bit. Maybe talk about my IBS when big things are going on, but it was too much. It was too much, but it was a great time. And yeah, shout out to Snorky. We had a great weekend in
Yeah.
Montreal, and then we had to jump on the 401 and drive all the way back to Toronto. And I was absolutely burnt on New Year's Eve. And Britt and I didn't have big plans, but the city of Toronto did have fireworks on the lakeshore. So I'm not too far from the lakeshore here in Toronto, and yeah, so we ended up popping a couple gummies, and it took everything in our soul to get off the couch because it was piss pouring rain outside.
Yeah.
And we walked down Dufferin Street to the end and walked to the water and watched the fireworks display. Which, you know what, for Canadian slash Toronto
Toronto
levels, it was pretty good, and it
Toronto
was
has a
raining.
history of good fireworks,
Yeah,
bro.
it was good. And I actually went on Twitter and gave them a nice 10 on 10.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
then I scrolled a couple times and happened to see the fireworks out in Abu Dhabi. I don't know if that's where Snarl was to bring in the new year. I think he might have been in London, but he lives out there in Dubai. And yeah, they basically had Toronto's finale times like 10 for 58 straight minutes.
58. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
So it wasn't even like, okay, so when you compare those two, Toronto was probably like a 1.5 on 10. But anyways, it was,
Anyways,
you know what? New Year's is one of those times where everyone thinks you have to have these big monumental plans, especially the young
bullshit.
crowd out there.
Bullshit.
It's overrated. I think it's honestly the most overrated uh, time of year or event of the
Dude,
year. New Year's.
do it. Do
I've
it
done
your
it.
way.
I've done it so many different ways, but yeah, there's nothing wrong to taking it easy and even being in bed before midnight. Who gives a shit? It doesn't really mean anything. And I think a lot of people
Doesn't
beat
really mean
themselves up
anything.
at this time of
Oh,
year if they're not doing the big plans and everything like that. You don't need to.
well, no.
Okay.
In the social media fucking
Especially,
era,
yeah. Well, social media is
it's
fake, okay? We can dress up however we want to we can make it look like the most amazing night of our lives, but it's fake. It's fake. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so taking a gummy and walking in the rain to go watch fireworks, I think it was honestly one of my best New Year's. I was
oh,
so
very
drained. Yeah,
good.
there you go.
Well, you got to be happy. And
That's
if you
it.
had your choice between going hard at Christmas time with your family and then dragging your ass around to go see some fireworks, if you even can get off the couch, you do it that way. You do it your way.
How many times on this podcast have we said familia first? It's always familia first. You
More
learn
check
you learn
marks
that. You learn that
than
as you get older.
absolutely. You got to be old. You got to be mature, and you have to have some life experiences to make you fucking understand. Jesu Cristo, what the fuck are you doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Good. So that wraps up New Year's. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year to everybody. I
And
know.
a couple people asked me in DMs lately, how's the betting going? We haven't talked about the betting lately.
Who
Just
wants to
again,
fucking know?
it's yeah, exactly. This is our business, not your business. So stop asking questions. No, it is what it is, man. It's up and down. We stumbled a little bit at the end of
No,
2024.
no, we stumbled a lot.
Okay, we stumbled a lot. We'll be real.
We're going to be
Yeah.
factual.
Well,
Okay, we
yeah.
have people listening here. Don't think that it's all green all the time.
No,
You
no.
go on, you know.
You go up, you go down. No,
Jazz
it was a rough finish to 2024, but
but
the 3 days into 2025 here have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So just when you think you're out and down and out,
they drag you
back in. Yeah, that's it. And things have been going extraordinarily well the last 3 days.
I have to make an announcement.
Okay.
Just to prove that people still do listen. I got fact checked. We got fact checked last week.
Okay.
Keho
Shout out
touched
to
base
Keho,
with me.
friend of ours.
And he said, Godfather, I hate to bring it to your attention, But the NFL has had Christmas Day games before. They've never been on Netflix before, and that's what all the hype was. And then he said to me, maybe somebody else was working that day at the OLG, which is probably true. Maybe you were. So there have been at least 5 or 6 instances in the 2000s.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So just to put it out there.
That makes sense, because I'll never forget that Christmas, and it was one and done, because I told you, I said I am never ever doing this again, because I remember being in the dungeon in North York, where our office was for Proline, and I was the one. I was new at the Lottery Corp, and I was the only one in the building. Like, it was me and one security guard. Everyone else was gone. There was no lights on.
No, there would have been one person in computer ops.
One person.
So there was 3 people.
There was 3 people in the entire building. I had all my drunken family members and friends calling me from Chateauguay, telling me, "Yeah, we're having that time of our lives." And here I am, no word of a lie. They didn't even have the lights on in the office. And I'm like, this is depressing. I went to walk to Tim Hortons to get a coffee. Even Tim Hortons was closed, for Christ's sakes. So I told the Godfather, never again. And you know what? He stood by my side, and I never worked another Christmas Eve in the dungeon. I think a couple times we did some split shifts at home. They let me work from home, but I never did that again, because that was very, very painful. So
that is true. True story.
Yeah, true story. Okay, now we're really pressing it on this episode, but guys, this is actually our last picks episode. Okay, so the picks experiment
what an unmitigated disaster.
It was very much a disaster. So we'll do that at the very end. The last thing I have on my list here. Oh, there was one thing. Okay, so we talked about we had some struggles with the betting lately, but I watch you. I know you, because the Godfather is a professional grader in BetStamp now. So as soon as something goes, like if a guy goes over and rebounds, like I'm on a delay, because I don't pay for cable and all that bullshit. So I get my stats a little delayed, and I'm like, what the hell? How did this go green so fast? And it's the Godfather slamming things. But I noticed one thing. So I got to ask you this question. I wanted to ask you for the last couple of weeks, and I'm finally going to get to it. So let me ask you, when you eat, right? If you're having a nice steak dinner or something like that, do you eat all your veggies first, and then you go for the good stuff?
No, I mix it up.
You mix it up, okay? Because you do not grade your sports bets like that.
I know.
I notice every single time a game goes final, all the bad ones, all the red goes first, and then he saves the big greens and the big meat for end, and then he grades the winners. The losers go first. He wants to see that red, and then he wants to make it all back up. He doesn't like going green first and then red. It's just something.
No, I don't. So the analogy.
So am I accurate? Am I seeing it? Am I seeing it right?
I'm upset that I didn't cover that up well enough, and a fucking nose poker like you figured it out. Okay?
I'm a pattern hawk. If there's one skill that I have, I notice patterns. I do.
Much like my fantasy weekend, I like having a target number. I like having Numi's 178. What do I need? If I start pumping the green, it's inverted. No bueno. Okay? I got to know what the red is. Okay. And then we start pounding the rock with the green.
Okay.
Well,
okay. So
if I'm going to just throw out fake random internet money numbers. If I'm minus 5K red and I only have 4 bets left to grade, I might not even grade them green, because I know Stazeira is a red night.
Go to bed. Let BetStamp do it.
Let BetStamp do it.
That's hilarious.
But if I jump out, if we get on the pony, and get the trot going, it's green first, baby. Always.
I I have noticed this. I have noticed this, and it makes me
Well,
chuckle every time. And for all
you
those
know,
watching, if you're not on BetStamp yet, I highly suggest that you
please
do it.
go. Yeah,
It
listen.
is a free app. It is a free app. But if you're gonna do it, make sure you give the Godfather and I some credit. They have a little referral box. Get free app, completely free. They will never charge you,
Completely free.
but you can put in who referred you to BetStamp. And if you put in Pisky P, I believe it's in my bio. If you click the link in my bio on whatever Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, you'll see Pisky P, I believe, is the code. Pump that in there so the BetStamp guys knows that we're talking about them. And of
Yeah.
course, if you're looking for an easy way to find edges, BetStamp Pro still available. They're still doing
Yeah,
it.
they still
Book,
have that free,
book your
the free
demo.
tutorial,
Yeah,
whatever,
book your
like
demo, and yeah, the BetStamp boys will give you a call. And they're great. They're very knowledgeable, and
it's a good crew.
the tool is
It's a
solid.
good crew. Solid
Tell
crew.
what do you think of the creme de la creme, Godfather?
Creme de la creme's the only way to go, bro.
So
So
BetStamp Pro, very good tool, but the free app you got to use it. If you're sports betting, you got to do it.
yeah, if you're putting in more than 2 bets a night,
Well,
use
even
a tool. You use a tool that.
great for ROI. ROI is important. CLV, very important as well. Right, you got to track that shit. So, and it's a beautiful layout, and it's super easy to put your bets in and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
Listen,
BetStamp.
even I fucking figured out how to use it. So
And,
go
and
for it.
and yeah, and if he can do it, because he
There you
was very
go.
reluctant. Tell the people how reluctant you were, because we were pounding in Google Sheets, and the guy was like, "Oh, this is fine. This is fine."
I
We're
don't. I
typing
don't
out.
like. I'm the change antichrist. I told you.
Yeah,
I don't
I know.
want. I don't want change.
Typing out different. Oh, I
I got
got
my
this guy over.
systems.
I got this guy under. I like grading green. I like grading red. Sometimes
Hey,
you need to do it.
filling cells green and red, highly underrated.
Yeah, well, I think for the green portion, the red is fucking terrible.
Well, today was a red day.
Yeah, today we struggled a bit today, so
So whatever.
whatever. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Okay,
Yes.
so
Let's
that
go.
wraps everything up. The last thing, where do we go after this? The pod. Okay, the quick announcement. Um, we're not giving up. Well, I'm not giving up. I don't know about him, but we got to keep going. But we're going to take some time to regroup here. The picks thing did not work. Like, we tried to make it entertaining. We did the best we could. It didn't work out. We were nowhere near the podium on either side of the equation, whatever.
We're in fucking no
So
man's land.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to strategize. We're going to come back to the table. We're going to think about the feedback that we've received and how some of these podcast episodes have performed. I know you guys like to learn. We're going to try to learn. We're going to try to talk about our experiences. If we got to take a dump on a sports book that kicked my friend out for losing $6,600, we're going to do it. We're going to make episodes about it, and we're going to try to get some guests on here. I want to hear people's betting story. When was that aha moment where you knew you made a good bet, or you knew that you could make it sustainable long term?
Yeah.
Or always betting. What kind of bets did you make that didn't work out? The failure stories are just, how do you bounce back from something like that? Right? 2018, when they changed the shot clock in the NBA, how do you bounce back from losing when one of your partners is in Vegas losing? How do you bounce back from something like that? And we have stories like that, so we got to.
It's called resiliency.
It's
You
called
have to have
resiliency.
it.
Okay, and now we got to make our final picks of the season for the Circa Millions concert. And I figured, since this week means absolutely Stu Gatz, that we'd bring back an old friend of ours.
Oh
And
my God.
because the Godfather
Oh
wants
my
to be,
God.
the Godfather wants to bring special guests onto the podcast that's sitting beside him. So I thought I'd bring a special guest on today's podcast.
You could not offend the Jungle Bowl trophy's appearance any further than with that piece of shit.
So I will be using this to make my picks, Godfather. If you want to use your brain to pick your football picks, by all means. But my first pick of Week 18 is going to be the Miami Dolphins. Miami. Mark me down.
How did I not see this coming? It's Unbelievable.
What do I get? Who are the Dolphins playing? Oh, look at that. I'm sweating. Oh my God. That's disgusting.
Dolphins
Perfect.
-1. Fucking bingo machine pick.
Do you want, you going to pick your own, or do you want me to?
No, I'm not picking my own. No.
Too insulted?
No,
Okay.
I am insulted this week. Let the bingo machine get our first 5-0. Go for it.
Our second pick is Godfather's favorite, Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore
18
Ravens.
points?
Are they 18-point favorites?
Oh, just
Who are they playing?
yeah.
Oh, they're playing the Browns, right? Yeah, and the Browns are starting who? Zappy. Their 40th quarterback in, I don't know, I saw something on Twitter. Okay.
Okay.
There's 2 down. Bullshit. The next one is, I got 2 that came out. The San Francisco 49ers.
49ers +4 on the road to the Cards.
Okay. Beautiful.
Oh, geez.
And there were 2 that came out there. The 4th pick is the Denver
Denver.
Broncos.
At least one game that means something. Broncos 10.5 over the Chiefs.
Plus 10.5?
Minus.
Oh, no, minus, because the Chiefs are resting everyone. Okay, that's Carson Wentz, I guess, going for the Chiefs.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Okay, and the last pick of the 2024-2025 season. Hold on, guys. I fell out the wrong hole. Get it in there. See, it's not easy using this thing. Eh? You have to be skilled.
Oh.
I want to mix it up a bit. There it comes. Our last pick. It's finally over. The pick is another favorite of the Godfathers, the New England Patriots.
Oh. +2 to the Bills at home.
+2 to the Bills at home. Please, Josh Allen, please. There.
20 yards. I won't hear the end of it. Please, give him 20 yards.
Give me 20 yards. 20 yards? 20 yards,
20
I'll
yards.
tell you what.
20 yards. Is Newman in on this play with you?
I'm taking Numi out to a very nice steak dinner if this happens, because he gave me the information, obviously.
Well, there you go. You're a good man. I'll give you the Jungle Bowl. I'll give you the Jungle Bowl, and you can have it.
I'm not an asshole like that. I'm not an asshole. I'm not an asshole.
Okay.
All right. Recap.
Fucking bingo machine edition. Ravens -18. Patriots +2 at home. Dolphins -1, maybe. Broncos -10.5 at home, maybe. I doubt it. And the 49ers +4.5 on the road to the Cardinals.
We made it. 18 weeks of doing this shit.
18 weeks. We got to lay low for a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a bit of a break, and I want to think about this. Yeah, I know we're going to take a break.
I got screens. I've got screens to refresh. I have dates to make. I have public appearance requests.
How many?
8.
Brutal.
8.
Brutal. You can never be a Toastmaster.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be a Toastmaster. I'm a Jungle Bowl king.
Jungle Bowl champion. Stay tuned to our social media, my social media. I'm going to be the one posting this stuff, but the Godfather said he's going to actively participate in showing the world that beautiful trophy next to him. So
Absolutely.
Thank you all for sticking with us for 18 weeks plus 2 guest episodes. That's 20 episodes. This one was a bit of a doozy. So I'm sure you guys can take a couple weeks to watch it in its entirety. And the Godfather and I will be back at some point, definitely before the Super Bowl. Maybe we'll bring Adam Bigobets on to give us. He went perfect last year for the Super Bowl, so maybe we'll get him back on or something. We're gonna figure it out.
We'll do something.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna be here. And in the meantime, follow us on socials. And the TikTok thing is going to be that's my next on my list to get that rolling again. So
Good.
thanks for joining
Everyone,
us.
have a prosperous 2025.
Absolutely. And enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy week 18. And we'll talk to you guys in a few weeks. Ciao.
Ciao.